In the middle of the battle, a single enemy attack felt like he was hit by a giant boulder. He is not an overpowered fantasy hero that you normally see in the stories. He is just an average guy who manages to get here after endless training and effort. But this is war, and it's not a place for mercy. A single mistake will cost him his life. A surprise attack from behind. An enemy soldier suddenly grabbed him and pinned him to the ground. In that situation, his thought was whispering him to give up. Maybe this is the end after all. Luckily, a sharp swing beheaded the enemy and saved his life. That was just one time. How many times he needs to rely on others just to stay alive in this war? If he wants to survive, he needs his own strength. Even though everyone laughed at him and portrayed him as a talentless loser, he held on to the hope. He never begged anyone for anything. His thought was maybe, just maybe, with sheer effort and hard work, he can achieve his goal. So he kept working day and night tirelessly. He believed that, as long as he kept holding the sword and did not give up, one day he might become the knight he always dreamed of. But the cruel fate of reality stabs the throats of weak men. Death is the beast that is always just one step behind to devour all your dreams, hopes, and achievements. Everything ends when you die. No matter how hard you try, you can't beat death. But what if just once, just for once, it's different this time? As soon as he woke up, one part of his mind said it was just a dream, but the other part said that was too good to be a dream, because he can still taste the blood and metal blade in his throat. It's a normal morning. Nothing seems unusual. His fellow soldier was just complaining about a bug in his shoes. Everything seems normal, and he went to the battle. He fought as hard as he could, but again, the same blade cuts his throat for the second time, and this continues the third and fourth times, and so on. So he finally understood that he is repeating the same event again and again. After dying 32 times, he can finally see the tip of the sword, unlike all the other previous failed attempts. He can dodge the first attack. Maybe this is his chance. He can finally win. But he wasn't fast enough to dodge it completely and died again for the 33rd time. As his consciousness was fading, he was recalling his past memory. During his time as a mercenary, he once helped a village by subjugating monsters, knowing that the village wouldn't be able to give him much. He helped them by risking his life because of his dream of becoming a knight, and a knight must always protect the weak. As a reward for subjugating the monster, village elder gave him a medallion and told him it would grant him the wish he desperately prayed for. That was a laughable reward for risking his life, or that's what he thought so. Because that medallion keeps repeating the event so that he could become a knight. That soldier came to deal the finishing blow. He saw the smile on his face. It's like he was having killgasm by taking his life. He woke up again, and another cycle repeats. His name is Enkrid. After causing lots of problems, he was appointed as squad leader of these misfits. Because nobody can and wants to become the squad leader of this misfit squad. The weakest man becomes the strongest squad's leader. He got up and requested his comrade to train him. The determination on his face was enough to convince him that he was not playing around. While he was training Enkrid, a single stab took him by surprise. It's because Enkrid was hit by the same stab multiple times, so his body remembered the technique. So his squad member explained that the reason he lost the grip of his sword is because his sword is full of doubt and worry. He shouldn't think, what if my attack doesn't land? He should believe that this is his final attack, and his enemy is dead meat without any doubt. He understood exactly what he meant. He went to war and died again, and each time he repeated it, he also trained with him and died again and again and again, and this continued like eternity. Every time that pervert took Enkrid life, he always says, "Here is some mercy." The frustration, the agony, and the pain were more than enough to break any strong warrior. But not him. Without any special talent, with just sheer effort, he finally mastered the sword technique. Today is 125th days, but for everyone, it's the same day. Everyone notices something different about him today. He looks full of determination and focused. Today he must surpass that wall, no matter what. The trumpet of war is making an earthquake on the battlefield. It has finally begun. During all those previous attempts, he faced many obstacles on the way to reach the wall. On the 46th day, his left shoulder was shattered by a spike mace. On the 47th day, he rolled to dodge the mace, but someone crushed his head. And on the 71st day, a soldier cut of his foot. So today, he prepared for each and every moment to reach that wall and overcome it. He is finally here, right in front of him. For that maniac, it's the first time of seeing Encred, but for Encred, it's 125th day and countless pain, death, and suffering. He blocked the first attack with his shield, and it was shattered. He dashed forward to block the sword and hit him with his head and continued it by throwing dirt, making him unable to attack. But he blocked everything and aimed straight for his throat. But that won't work anymore. He died the same way countless times. Encred turned back and aimed perfectly to deflect his sword, and the impact was so powerful that it shattered the enemy's sword. And he was shocked by what just happened. At that same time, the enemy archer shoots an arrow targeting him. Luckily, an axe from his ally came flying to stop the arrow, and Encred stabbed him in the same place where he was stabbed countless times. Even in this chaotic battlefield, he felt a piece of silence where he finally looked down at his enemy. He could clearly see the fear in his enemy, and he recites the same line he heard. This is mercy while beheading him. He finally tear down the wall, but he couldn't enjoy the moment for very long. A powerful and surprise hit from behind made him fall to the ground, and his comrade was shouting, "It's a frog." Extreme pain made Encred unable to speak or move, and the frog warrior is very surprised that a weakling like him was able to defeat one of his best soldier. He was just about to split his head with his axe, and his allies came to save him. After exchanging a few strikes, the frog warrior understood this person is not weak. Taking advantage of this situation, another soldier came to finish Encred, and another ally came and saved him. The frog warrior understood that to finish his opponent, he would have to put his life on the line, which isn't right according to his calculation. So he returns. On the other side, Encred allies are taking down enemies one after another while carrying their commander, Encred. Enemy soldiers suddenly started to retreat, and Encred shut his eyes. Encred is in that strange place again, a dark, empty void, and he is floating on water. This time someone, or something talking to him. It's none other than the death himself. And that entity said that no matter how many times he tries, the wall will keep appearing to give him despair and hopelessness. Encred got up and said, "It doesn't matter how many walls appear. He will overcome every wall." And the entity replied with a menacing smile. He will be patiently waiting for that moment when those eyes will completely lose hope, ambitions, and light. He woke up after 2 days. Right beside him is the 4th squad member Rem, who saved him from that frog warrior. Time finally started moving, and it's a new day. This is Karis. He paid the medical bill for him. That's why he is in the infirmary tent. Normally, a low-class soldier like him would be left alone in tent with no care. And he is asking for triple the amount for his help. This is Jackson, and he doesn't talk much. He just came to give him his personal ointment that he never shares with anyone. This is Auden, and he is praying like Encred is going to die any moment. And lastly, this is Ragna. Strangely, everyone is taking a shift to see him, but he doesn't know why. He is just an ordinary soldier, a commander who is weaker than everyone who is under his command. Somehow, through this battle, he was able to earn a tiny bit of their respect. There are 2 soldiers beside him. One is from another company who is rude being toward him as always whenever he get the chance, and another is someone he doesn't know about. He looked very out of place. A stunning, beautiful fairy entered the tent, and judging from the looks, she is a high-ranking officer. She is asking for the 444 squad commander. She is the new commander of the 4th company. Encred replied that he is the one she is looking for. She stated that he is leading the most difficult squad members, and she is looking forward to his contributions. Encred is even more puzzled that a high-ranking officer came all the way here just to say that to a low-rank soldier. Just when she was about to leave, he asked that blonde guy's name. He says that his name is Crying, while mumbling. It clearly looks like he just made that name on the spot. He looks like he belongs to a noble family. Before leaving the tent, she looked at Ingrid one more time, as if she is worried about something. Why would a high-ranking commander be coming here just to meet a lower-ranking soldier? Does she have any other motive?